It's a beautiful Wednesday morning in the city of Lagos. Good morning, Lagos. Good morning, Nigeria. Welcome to the conversation, this midweek edition of the program. I am Abimbola Bello.
Good morning and welcome to the show. I am Ajibola Ojashola.
And I am Joy Olu. Welcome to the conversation.
So it is Ash Wednesday, and of course, especially the Catholics and the Anglicans have gone to church this morning and have taken the sign of the cross, signaling the commencement of the 40-day Lent period. You know, usually, I think this year, Ramadan preceded Lent.
Yeah.
Usually it's the other way around. You would always have Lent before Ramadan commences, but this time round, Ramadan is 5 days ahead of Lent. So, well, even before Lent, I know that some other churches already started their fasting for the year. Some 40 days fasting, some
100 days.
60,
100
some
days.
70.
Okay. Nigeria is...
We're a prayerful country.
We are actually a prayerful nation. We just do hope that all our prayers will translate into good governance. And, you know, would also respect ourselves better the way we carry religion on our heads.
Honestly. And sometimes we try to mix things up. Some people, instead of taking certain actions, taking certain steps, they believe that once you pray to God, God will come from heaven.
Even the only books.
The Bible says faith without work is dead. So you gotta work your faith.
Yeah, I know, right? So you can't sit somewhere and say that I've prayed to God and food will come. The days of manna from heaven
is gone.
So you need to put your faith to work, and you need to actually work for the things that you're asking God for. God can only bless the hands that has tilled the ground. Tills the ground not necessarily as a farmer, but tills the ground that you've done something, and then you're asking God to bless that thing that you've done. So if you are sleeping on your couch, God will bless you with more sleep.
We shall see. Happy Bola then, UEFA Champions League last night. Arsenal against PSV. But how far will they go?
Well, but at least they won. Okay. At least they won. So
now they are feeling on top of the world.
Feeling on top of the world. Although I'm not an Arsenal fan, but of course they are feeling good right now. They are in a good moment as we speak. So let's see, as the championship progresses, let's see what will happen.
Atletico, Real Madrid, 2-1. It appears that Real Madrid, they have something customized for the Champions League.
Last night, I wanted to beat that Vinicius.
He wasted a lot of chances.
He was, when you say somebody was making me angry, I was just like, what is going on with this guy this time round? But again, that's one thing with football. It's just like when you run, now you're not scoring. Yes, you are not winning. So it's it is what it is.
It is, yeah.
It is what it is. Okay.
Joy, don't worry. Someday.
My New Year resolution of watching football, I did not keep.
This is match. This is match.
Okay, so here's
that's
the
why
deal.
I'm humble.
So here's the deal. Joy, when she made that resolution, she made up her mind that she was going to start watching football. But UCL is not part of what she said she would watch.
She's still watching
I don't even know what is UCL.
Oh, God.
UEFA Champions League. So she's still watching EPL.
Okay. Very soon, you graduate into UEFA Champions League.
Joe, you don't want to hear what the producer said. He said the SCVT one.
That one too is there.
Okay. All right, let's start the show today. Let's begin with our news points. This morning, shall we begin? Ajibola, are you ready to take your news point?
Yes, I'm ready.
Okay.
I don't know what to call it this morning. Rivers of drama, rivers of crisis, rivers of politics. Rivers crisis. Niger Delta groups threaten violence as budget ultimatum expires today. Tensions in Rivers State have escalated as Ijaw groups, including the Ijaw National Congress and the Ijaw Youth Council, issued a strong warning against the impeachment of Governor Sim Fubara. The groups declared their readiness to defend Fubara's mandate, cautioning that any move to remove him could destabilize the Niger Delta and disrupt oil production in the region. The warning follows the expiration of the 48-hour ultimatum issued by the Martin Amaewhule-led Rivers State House of Assembly for FUBARA to resubmit the 2025 budget for approval. The Assembly stance comes after a Supreme Court judgment on Friday, February 28, 2025, reaffirming its legitimacy, intensifying the ongoing political battle between the governor and the lawmakers loyal to the FCT Minister Nyesom Wike. The Apex Court judgment also ordered the seizure of allocations to the state and nullified the October 5, 2024 local government election conducted by the Rivers State Independent Electoral Commission. Exercising its authority, the Assembly, at its first sitting after the judgment on Monday, asked FUBARA to represent the budget within 48 hours, as it will on Friday, 7th of March, commence its 12-week recess. The ultimatum expires today, March 5, 2025. The Assembly also faulted the governor's directive to the heads of local government administration to take over the affairs of the 23 council areas of the state. In anticipation of the pronouncement by the Assembly in its plenary today, the INC and IYC and other groups in the state warned that removing FUBARA will cause a crisis. In a statement, the INC president, Professor Benjamin Okaba, condemned the impeachment threat, warning that the Ijaw people would not stand by while their first riverine governor in years was undermined. He further criticized the Apex Court ruling on the Rivers political crisis, pointing out that it failed to acknowledge the historical and political sacrifices made by the people, the governors of Rivers State. He warned that have dire consequences for national peace and economic stability, especially in the crude oil and gas-rich region. If Governor FUBARA's tenure is truncated by the Martin Amaewhule-led Assembly or anybody else, the INC cannot guarantee the sustenance of the current peace in the Niger Delta, nor the continued rise in oil production, Professor Okaba said.
So why?
For me, Abimbola, I'm sorry. Threatening anybody is not going to work. If you disturb the peace of Rivers, there will be a state of emergency.
So my take here is, I mean, like you rightly pointed out, that if there's disturbance in the state and it is beyond control, the federal government can declare a state of emergency. But my take here is, why also can't the Ijaw people even the governor said, well, the Supreme Court has spoken. So why are we still having this back and forth? What is there in presenting a budget?
I think he should just be humble and do the needful. You know, we said it on Monday.
Because again, the court has given you a soft landing. So now the court has said, go and present this budget to this assembly members. Just present the budget now. It is not left to them. At least you've done your own part. It is left to them to now scrutinize the budget and then tell you what it is that they want you to either amend in the budget or not. But can you please just present the budget? All these threats here and there, the lawmakers threatening, the job people threatening. Now you're now saying that, I don't know how people will sit down and then talk about the facts that you cannot guarantee the peace of your own land.
And the people should take their destinies into their hands.
Must we always get to that level?
And I was watching Magnus Abe on a particular program yesterday, and on that program, he did say that those who were beating the drums of war into the ears of the governor, they are his enemies, they are not his friends. That, how would you think that, okay, you are saying that the judgment of the Supreme Court is not in your favor, is not in your... The pendulum would always swing somewhere.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. And like you rightly said, Abimbola, the Supreme Court is the final bus stop. You cannot go anywhere again. That is the judgment, and that is final.
Well, I just hope that they all can sheath their swords and allow peace to reign in Rivers State. Let's take the second story this morning, and that is reps ask MultiChoice to hold planned increase in DSTV, GoTV subscriptions. The House of Representatives yesterday asked MultiChoice Nigeria to suspend its proposed increase in DSTV and GoTV subscriptions across the country, pending exhaustive investigations. The House also directed its Committee on Information to probe the arbitrary increase in subscription prices by MultiChoice with a view to ensuring implementation of cost-effective policies in the pay TV sector for consumers in Nigerian customers. The Green Chamber's directive followed a motion of urgent public importance moved by Esosa Iyawe, APC Edo, on the need to suspend and investigate the proposed increase in subscription by MultiChoice. Iyawe said MultiChoice, the owner of pay TV options, DSTV and GoTV, recently announced an increase in the prices of all its packages in Nigeria, citing prevalent economic factors leading to increased operational costs as their reason for the proposed increase. The lawmaker said the 20% to 25% hike in subscription prices would be the second time in less than a year, as the last hike was in May 2024. According to him, last year's increase sparked a public outcry, and many Nigerians who were already dealing with rising cost of living were forced to ditch their decoders, even as they lamented the lack of competition in the pay TV sector. I will stop there this morning. Of course, this is the second body in Nigeria that will be asking the pay TV to hold its subscription. The FCCPC had also said they should hold, but I said it that day. I remember when we talked about it, I said, the MultiChoice that I know,
they do not
listen
comply
to court orders. It is not only in Nigeria. They do it also in South Africa, their home country. Because I remember that there was a particular program that, not a program, a channel that I follow on their bouquet. The channel is actually a South African channel, and they had gone to court. That channel won. They won that case. Till tomorrow, that channel was not brought back onto their platform. So they have a penchant for not listening or for not obeying. And, you know, that was DSTV South Africa. We're dealing with DSTV Nigeria. But we know that MultiChoice is a company.
Yeah.
And, of course, it is what they say to their subsidiaries that they will carry out. And so I do not expect the Green Chamber, members of the Green Chamber, to take this line low. If, as lawmakers, you cannot compel a company to respect you know, your rulings, then sanctions should be given.
Immediately.
Immediately. The fact that, yes, they've even, you know, gone ahead to, you know, the subscription has gone ahead to take place, is the fact that they even now cut you off, even when you've paid. They tell you that you're owing certain amounts, some balance and some. I really do not understand. This week alone, I've called them twice.
I mean, Bola, I think they're just taking Nigerians
They take things for granted.
Yeah. And if they cannot listen to our lawmakers, then I can imagine what they will do to the consumers. And according to that lawmaker, because there is no competition, that is why they are taking us for a
the
ride.
People that should compete, where are they? Is it not them that use money to
what were the rules binding them when they were about to enter into the Nigerian market? Were there guidelines, or they settled, like we always say in our parlance? In our local parlance, that they settled their way into the Nigerian market.
Even if they settled their way in, I mean, they've done business here for years. And yes, operational costs, there's really no Nigerian or no company that is not bearing the brunt of operational costs. But I think they should be made to realize that you cannot be increasing prices in less than a year.
They increased last year.
What is
May
the justification?
2024. And then you're increasing again in March 2020. It's not even up to a year.
It's not up to a year.
So what are we talking about? Are you the only ones buying diesel?
They're just capitalizing on the weakness of our laws and the fact that, like our lawmakers now, I would have expected them to take more steps in ensuring that the suspension of these increments of tariff of DSTV.
The other day that they sued them, what came out from the court?
Nothing. Okay, maybe FCCPC will come to our rescue this time around.
Perhaps.
Our fingers are crossed.
Okay, Joy.
Lagos Assembly, no plan to compel Obasa to resign. This is coming from Lagos APC. The All Progressives Congress in Lagos State yesterday said the resignation of the Speaker, Lagos State House of Assembly, Mudashiru Obasa, was not included in the terms of settlement reached in the leadership crisis of the House. This is coming as Mr. Obasa yesterday held a peace parley to reconcile with his aggrieved colleagues barely 24 hours after his re-election. Also, Mr. Obasa has promised to withdraw the lawsuit challenging his previous removal. Recall that the legislators on Monday re-elected Mr. Obasa after Mrs. Mojisola Miranda stepped down as Speaker. The GAC, led by its chairman, Pa Tajuddin Olusi, APC chairman, Pastor Cornelius Ojelabi, the Attorney General and Commissioner for Justice in Lagos State, Mr. Lawal Pedro San, as well as other leaders of the party on Monday met with the anti-Obasa lawmakers to resolve the crisis. It was, however, speculated that all the parties agreed that while Miranda would resign and Obasa returned as Speaker, the latter, after 48 hours, would also step down as Speaker. This, according to the source, will pave the way for a new Speaker from Lagos West as demanded by the 34 aggrieved lawmakers. Let me move down. Reacting to the speculations making the rounds on Obasa's resignation, the APC spokesman in Lagos, Sheye Oladejo, in a chat with this medium, dismissed the claim that the Speaker would resign, noting that there was no such arrangement in the terms of settlement during the negotiation period by the party. He said, quoting him now, to the best of my knowledge, there was no time the arrangement for Obasa to resign came up in terms of settlement of the crisis. When asked if Obasa would drop the lawsuit against his colleagues, Oladejo said, I'm aware that any moment from now, Obasa will withdraw the lawsuit in the interest of renewed peace and progress of the House in particular and the party in general. Meanwhile, Obasa yesterday held a closed-door reconciliation meeting with the 39 lawmakers at the Assembly yesterday, and he said he was going to withdraw the suit against them. That's the thrust of the story. So normalcy returns.
That's just, I'm not even interested again. It's a mess on democracy.
They should just settle their matter. Whatever it is that they need to settle, let them go ahead to settle it and have, the business of legislative duties back at the state house.
Because they are shortchanging Lagosians. They are shortchanging us.
Let's go on to the X platform this morning and take a look at one of the many trending stories there. Today, we are staying with the story of the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, the EFCC, arresting ex-Akwa Ibom Governor Udom over alleged 700 billion naira fraud. Of course, the EFCC did say that they have arrested former Akwa Ibom State Governor Emmanuel Udom over allegations of a 700 billion naira fraud. Of course, the governor was invited by the EFCC. Recall that Emmanuel served between 2015 and 2023 and is facing accusation of money laundering for funds diversion and financial management during his tenure. Of course, this is trending because EFCC has this penchant for media wars. And of course, sometimes you hear we've invited so person, and then at the end of the day, you will not even know whether the case is going forward or the case is stalled. And so now that, of course, the former governor has been arrested, we do hope that he will be charged appropriately and the right thing will be done. Let us even, one big person, let us get judgment against one very big person.
The EFCC should stop backing. It should bite. Where's Yaya Bello today? During the next meeting of the APC last week, Yaya Bello was elegantly seated there.
He's on bail now.
Oh, okay.
He's on bail.
And so even members of his party, they are not ashamed to associate themselves with him. And even this 700 billion naira, I saw the breakdown and I saw the way the governor was withdrawing money in cash.
Yeah.
700 billion. And we are saying Nigeria is broke.
Well, all of these, because the case is in court, and of course...
It's still an allegation.
Yes, the court will prove beyond reasonable doubt. And you know they have lawyers, so their lawyers
lawyers will be making mega pay now.
Their lawyers will also argue on their behalf. Okay, those are news points as well as a hashtag for today. We took a quick break. When we return, we'll quickly gloss over today's column.